Welcome back to Half Moon's Picks. NFL Championship round is here. The divisional round is in the books. I went. We went 2-2 last week with me and Dakota's picks. San Francisco didn't cover, and the Kansas City Buffalo game. That's too close to call. I like Buffalo at home, and they could have did it. They just needed first down. They're down by 3. They tried for the end zone shot both times, not the first down shot. They just tried for the end zone shot and failed. And then they say, okay, we just kicked the field goal and then missed. Unbelievable. Buffalo Bills fashion. And I had them also win the division. I had to win the AFC and win the Super Bowl. So those tickets went out the window. I do still have the Detroit Lions to win the division, and obviously they already did, and win the NFC and the Super Bowl. I'll be cashing those big tickets. I had them week 1 prediction, so hopefully I'll win them here. All right. That being said, our pools, we got our Sports in first with 1,292 points, with Bridgewater's Finest right behind him. Second place, check out his channel, links below. Then Billy B in third. I think that's Billy B. He was a Billy 369. I can only imagine if that's him or not. We'll find out after if he cashes in. Then Big Pippin fourth. Marvin picks at 1,197 points, and I am right behind him, about shy of 6 points at 1,191 points. Dakota's moved up to 10th place. Good for him. And his brother's right behind him. So, yeah, that being said, let's get on with the show. And my first pick of the week, we got the Detroit Lions traveling to the San Francisco 49ers. The Detroit Lions are a 7-point road dog. I've been watching the Detroit Lions for a very long time. I was like, man, when was the last time the Detroit Lions actually went into San Francisco and beat them? And I'm looking at the history of these two teams, and it was 1975. This is the first time. I was in California, so I was born in California and moved to the Detroit area early on, and it was before I even knew what Detroit Lions were. So this is 1975. Greg Landry was quarterback. I think the first quarterback I've ever seen was Gary Danielson. He's now a radio talk show guy. The last time Detroit won overall against San Francisco 49ers was 2015. You're traveling on the road. It's going to be rough. Goff is familiar with the 49ers. I think his record's like 2-6 against 49ers with the Rams. But I look at it this way. There's two ways I look at this game. The San Francisco 49ers, who played barely won against Green Bay. I mean, Green Bay pretty much lost those field goals, and that could happen to Detroit too. It's going to be a one-score game, and you're betting 3, 4, or 7. So 7's the outlier. I think this game's going to be won by 3 or 4 points. And just like the Green Bay, who's built similar to the Lions, where they have strong wide receivers, good running game, but we have a little bit better quarterback than Love in Detroit. So I look at it that way. And then also the 5 losses this year that Detroit has lost, only 2 has gone over 7 points. Over 7 points, only 2 games. So out of 20 matches this year, 2 games, there's a 10% chance of San Francisco covering the spread. That's the way I look at it, overall. Last time Detroit Lions actually went to a championship game, the only time, was the 1991 season, but this is January 12th, 1992, where Detroit lost 41-10. Deebo Samuel is doubtful to play for San Francisco 49ers. For me, I like this number, so give me the Detroit Lions +7. And my number 2 pick of the week, we got the under and over for the Detroit Lions San Francisco game. The under is 51. This should be perfect playing weather, 69-degree weather, 7-mile-an-hour winds. The last meetings of this game, these two teams played, when the average the last 5 times the meeting is 54, which is rather high, so they score a lot of points. But for me, I think it might be a more defensive struggle. If it is like a one-sided game, like the Washington, that's where they get this 51 because Washington beat 41-10. That's 51 points. I mean, it could happen, but I think this number is just a little bit too high. I'm looking at an average score because Detroit on the road don't score as much points as they do at home. San Francisco's struggling a little bit. Debo's out as well. This number might change. So give me the under in this game. So give me under 51. And my third pick of the week, we got the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens are a 3-point home favorite. Baltimore Ravens, the number 2 ATS team this season, behind the Detroit Lions. So 12-6. Kansas City, though, ATS is 11-7-1. 11-7-1. They're not too bad. So this is a very evenly ranked game. Should be a very good game. Three goes to the home team. That's the way I look at it. That's the way they're putting it here. Last meeting in Baltimore. Baltimore did win by 1 point, 36-35. But Kansas City does lead the series in Baltimore. In the last 7 meetings, it's 5-2. That's in Baltimore. So Kansas City knows their way around. They've been here before. Baltimore, I know it's a little shaky, but Baltimore at home, I think this is the year they get it done. So give me the Baltimore Ravens -3.
And for my pick of the week, we got the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to the Baltimore Ravens. The under and over for this game is 44.5 points. The last matchup in Baltimore was 36-35, totaling at 71 points. And the last 5 meetings, Baltimore has averaged 30.8 points, and Kansas City has averaged 26.4 points, equaling 57.2. So putting all that in, I'm going with the over 44.5.
All right, thanks Dakota for that. And for my 3-team teaser, we didn't hit it last week. We lost it by a hook with San Francisco. But this week, we're going to hit this one. We got the Detroit Lions +13. Like I said, I think it's going to be a close game. With the Kansas City Chiefs +9. I think that's going to be a close game as well. And the over on that game, the Kansas City game, I'm going over 38.5. So, yep, Detroit +13, Kansas City +9, and the over 38.5. By that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you next week, and don't forget to fill out for that contest. So who you like to win, the closest score wins $100. And make sure you have a PayPal or a Cash App or Zelle, anything to that effect, so I can just wire it right over there to you. And I will see you next week. Peace.